Hello. Hello. You won't believe it, but it's another controller build. No way. But where's the star of the show? Bad Bud. Big Bad Bud. Bud, where you going? Cute Bud. Bud, is your cuteness level 9,000? Cute cat. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Oh, I got back from the Texas show last night, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fun weekend. Very the usual. It was fun, very tiring. Talked to 10 zillion people and drank 10 zillion beers, and somebody had Buffalo Trace, so, you know. Here's the David Fosma had some Buffalo Trace. They're always out of it at the bar, so I was like, wow, Buffalo Trace. Pure dirt, 3.2 kilos. Where'd you come by so much of it? Nothing's free in Waterworld. I was talking to this guy about Waterworld at the show, and I'm like, did you know there's a whole YouTube channel dedicated to Waterworld called The Atoll? So I showed him the link. So now I'm sure he's like, wow, this is great. Just what I always wanted. How have they changed over the years? Well, I've definitely added more and more 3D printed parts. So there's like no exposed wires. So they're definitely a lot more refined than they used to be. And then there's like a lot more like custom circuit boards and flat flex boards. Anything to like make it faster process. Yeah, I would still like to make a PlayStation 5 version, but the controllers just changed too much. I always think of The Office when I like load up Notepad++, and it's like new changes in Notepad++. It's like, what was that part in The Office where he's like, Dwight has like a karate class, and Jim's like, because if there's one thing ancient forms of combat do quite often is change. A Ben Heck fanboy YouTube channel. Sure. Oh, man. I'm actually out of these. I'm going to have to go print one real quick. That's okay. Oh, take a second. Won't take too long. Come on, come on, come on. Bud, don't do that. Bud, stop. Bud, you should stop destroying 2x2. Hey, you're not supposed to be up there. You are bad. Go to your home. Go to your home. Are you in attack mode? Attack cat. Yeah, Sony has always done that, like always changing the design. That's why I've made very few PlayStation accessibility controllers over the years. I can't lock in my routine when they keep changing everything. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's not like I'm like, I hate Sony ponies. Yeah, we finished selling out of the Evil Dead games this weekend, so that was good. And there were only very minor issues with it at the show, so it held up really well. So everyone was pretty happy with it. So that was cool. Many, I think they had like 11 or 12 of them. And there were already units that had sold, but yeah. So most of them, the people that had bought them, were also at the show. So they, at the end of the show, they took them home with them. Let's see. This is a lefty. I didn't get a chance to eat any barbecue, unfortunately. I don't know. I was just too busy. Didn't get a chance to go out. But, oh well. Oh, crap. I'm still low on... Well, I'm not low on springs. I just don't have my predetermined springs or my special controllers. Well, there's nothing special about them. $10 grand of controllers. Yeah, that'd be one way to do it, but that's yeah. I mean, that's what I do with like circuit boards. I'll buy like you know, hundreds and hundreds of them at a time from like JL PCB or PCBWay or whoever it is. All right. The 2mm holes. There. And there. And clunk. How many have I made? I really don't have any idea for sure. It's probably over 500 by this point. I know like 2020 was like the top selling year of all because people had all that extra free money and nothing to do. So I think that year alone I sold like 150. I think that was like the best single year sales ever. Ugh, that Q-tip was kind of dirty. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Trigger frame. I think I've bought PlayStation 5 controllers and looked at them, so there's at least 2 that I know of. Because, I mean, of course I've tried. They changed quite a bit, too. Like, they changed the ribbon cable that goes to the force feedback things, you know, like the force feedback triggers. Because originally I'm like, oh, okay, I can get the signal, I can get the analog signal off of this test point on the trigger, and I get the other, you know, both of the signals are right there, and then the last revision that I looked at, only one of the signals was there, so they changed that. So, yeah. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Kind of sucks. I guess I sell more, but I don't know. Like just one day a week of like doing this on a weeknight, since I do other stuff during the day. I don't know if I really want that much more work. At least not right now. Oh, thank you, Phonetic. Yep, I'm still haven't spent most of my time programming pinball these days, so I haven't built a lot of new stuff. But I still do. I still build these for people when they order them. So yeah. All right. So I need to get the Hall effect sensor off of this. So you're leaving in the morning on the early train. How Sony's always loved redesigning. I mean, PlayStation 3 was the same way. Like, they were always like redesigning the controllers. Like, they had some with like, not quite Hall effect sensor, but a form of that. But then not all of them are like that, so you couldn't really count on that either. Yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? Well, I was using the Hori controller, the Hori mini modded controller for PlayStation 4, but I think they don't make them anymore. They're kind of difficult to get, which is why I stopped taking orders for them. Well, Bud didn't tear up anything, but my family visited to feed Bud, and they messed up one of my door locks. So, of course, my sister tried to call me about it during our panel on Saturday night. So, of course, perfect timing. So, Bud was good, but they weren't. Alright, let's get... Okay, so this is the lefty, so we want the one from the right. Happy little clouds. And... oh, that's interesting. Look, some solder. Someone soldered this after the fact. What's going on?
Someone's been here before. It's been called that before, but not by you.
Well, yeah, because they had the Rumble patent or something, so they had to remove it or pay that one company to put it back in. Yeah, that was like the PlayStation 3 era, right? You don't want this. We're Sony, huh? Actually, you do. Let's make another revision of the controllers. Oh, did that part print already? It sounds like it. Good. And again, I'm too weak. Just kidding. Yeah! Ultimate power! Rumble was a last generation feature. Oh, it's a Bud. What is it, Bud? Sit on your bed of garbage like Newt. Mostly. Bud mostly sleeps on garbage. Mostly. Bud, are you an orange loaf? Orange loaf. Oh, so is anyone going to MGC, guys? All excited for that? Appears like the workshop sold out, so should have a full crew. Pretty sure I have all the parts for it. I'll triple check this week, but I'm pretty sure I have everything that I need. No, this is a Weller WES D51. Still not that fancy, though, in the grand scheme of things. It's good enough. Good enough for government work and hand grenades. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And clunk. Alright, we need a trigger pivot and a whatever this is. No, I think I ordered it through Elma 14. I can't remember. It's been a while. No springs. Bud. Bud, where are the spring boxes, Bud? Where did they go? Oh, there they are. What are they doing over there? Bud, are you an obedient cat, except for when you're not? This spring looks like it was rode hard and put away wet. Unbelievable. I don't have time to put on Bud's sweater. I gotta do this first. Oh. Unbelievable. Bud's actually lost weight with his new food. I guess we'll find out what he weighs on his next trip to the vet, so. I think he's lost at least a pound. So I'm sure the vet would be like, he stopped growing. Well, actually, he'd stopped growing before, but yes. Let's see here. This spring is unbelievable crap. Let's see if we can make it work. Let's get this spring out onto a tray. Nice. Let a nice hiss. The picture. Oh yeah, I totally took that picture at the airport. That dude looked just like him. Like, he even dressed like him. It was crazy. Then he stood next to a dorky-looking guy with black hair, and I'm like, I've got the tweet for this. Where's another guy? Oh. Yeah, there was a lot of crosswinds when we landed in Madison. It was kind of crazy. Like the plane was like swaying back and forth after we landed even. All right, let's see. So that's righty is that way. Mark that and clunk. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Michael. All right, I will give Bud an extra squish. Bud. Are you an orange boy? Orange bud. Oh crap, I trimmed my thumbnails. La da da di da di da 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 da. Yes, it is fun to squish Bud. I don't think he likes it, but whatever. That's the price of the free food, Bud, is you get squished. Mm-hmm. He didn't mew too much when I got home yesterday, so that was good. Because I went right to sleep when I got home, because I was very tired. I need a holiday. A very long holiday. And I don't think that I shall return. In fact, I mean not to. Oh, it's a bit messy. Unbelievable. Extend the life of cats by 15 years? I don't know if I need that. Don't listen to that, Bud. Oh, what'd you say? Oh, you're mean. Poor Bud. Let's do some desoldering. If you give your cat this drug to make them live forever, then they probably turn into like mutant killer cats, you know, like, because that's always what happens. Bud, are you going to turn into a mutant killer? I played a total of 4 pinball machines all weekend, but that's usually how it goes at those shows. Pet Cemetery with Cree's favorite actor. Oh, that one fell out like flapping in the breeze. Unbelievable. Let's get the adapter. Bud, are you going to turn into a mutant killer? Electric cars and guns. I kind of wondered if he goes to that show. I didn't see him. Electric cars and guns. I love electric cars and guns. I should buy an electric gun. Here's a real gun. It was first made by Commodore back in 1982, and let's take a look at this. He sticks in a paper clip, and it looks like it's good to go. Now, I bet you're wondering, can I get Attack of the Atski Robots onto this gun? Well, I downloaded the firmware, and yeah, looks like it works. Edward Furlong is long gone. X-Men comics? I never read X-Men comics. I think if anything I read like Spider-Man. Spider-Man! Hero of the city! In fact, I'm very proud of. Maybe these people just continually find stray cats and they feel sad about all of them. Then all of a sudden they have a house full of cats. That's what would happen if I captured that stray cat out back. That I would become a... No, I do not want to become a cat hoarder. That could be its own show on A&E. Cat hoarders. The city has said that they're going to take the cats. Oh, you mean like his electric EV panel house? What? That's how much you're going to charge for Nishikone caps? That's too much. Give me the cheap ones. Unbelievably expensive. Oh, let's see. Now I need the thing. Oh, that's good that you got a free cat. Free cat. Oh, yes, the cat distribution service. Is that where you came from, bud? Let's see. Okay, I need the D-pad next. Just doing one tonight. There may have been more orders, but I haven't checked since I got back. Let's see. A mutant cat or a cat who kills mutants. Oh, that's true. Toxic Avenger cat. Oh, so he's like a sentinel in X-Men. He goes around killing mutants. I finally watched Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I feel like 6 months of telling me it was the greatest movie ever. It was like, it's all right. I don't know. EEV Blog has like an amazing dumpster. It's like, I've got 10 TVs out of the dumpster. Are you a found footage cat, bud? Yeah, if I got these pre-stuff, that would save me time. This part's kind of time consuming. I mean, it'd be faster if it was already done. Well, of course it would be. Why wouldn't it be? No, it'd be slower somehow. You know what movie gets too much flack? Iron Man 3. I don't see why people don't like it. I mean, I know why people don't like it, but I don't care. Maybe you watched it a couple weeks ago. Da-da-da-da. I did not see the trailer, but I heard that it exists. Oh, it's called The Toxic Avenger, of course, because just stick the word "the" in front of it, and it's a whole new title. The Batman. A decent electronic control cabinet. Yeah. No one's gonna throw that away. Bob's your uncle. You know what YouTube really needs is a EEV Blog and Steve 1989 MRE crossover. It would be like the Avengers. The Avengers of YouTube. No whackers. Oh, let's take a look. That's a perfectly good bed. Yeah. Unbelievable. I think that channel still exists. For some reason I ever was down in Australia, I would totally have to go there and like finish that arc. It'd be like in the dumpster. That would be hilarious. La, da, 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 da. These are supposed to snap fit now, but I guess I still add glue out of just muscle memory, I guess. Where's this guy? Doom, 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 doom. Well, if 8-Bit Guy was at that show, I didn't see him. But there were quite a few people there. He doesn't live that far away. He's got an arcade now, so obviously he's like, I've got to find new pinball machines for my arcade. I know. I'll make Petsky Robots Pinball. This pinball machine is controlled by a 6502. Everything should use a 6502. It was used by every Commodore. I love those YouTube poops where it's like 8-Bit Guy and Tecmo like having battles. I think there's even one that I'm in. Can't remember. I think it's with Tecmo. Tecmo's like harassing 8-Bit Guy through editing. It's funny. Glue it and screw it that's the way to go. Da-da-da-da. When did this build start? 44 minutes ago. Unbelievable. Their kids are getting an accent? Interesting. I have a friend from Australia who lives in America now, and his kids sort of had an accent, although his wife is American, so it's weird they had any accents at all, but not much of one. But again, they live in America. This also would be faster if it was pre-done. Everywhere around the world, they're coming to America. At least I wrote a song that's not about booze for once. Got to break out the super peepers here pretty soon for the next steps. Oh, that wasn't soldered at all. Unbelievable. Hello. Come on. Ugh, it's cursed. Seriously? What the heck? What the myself? All right. All right, you little bastard. Here's your new home. The problem with the Super Peepers is they were based on an existing pair of magnifying headsets that I had. So to make them universal, I would need to design the whole thing, which I could, and then also find like kind of like stock generic magnifying lenses. The magnifying lenses are just from some random magnifying lenses I got at Harbor Freight. But if I made like designs online, I'd probably want to have it be based off like, you know, some generic magnifying lens you can get off Amazon. Yeah, I mean, I could put them online. I just haven't done it yet. So yeah, basically I had to like design the whole thing. But I guess I designed most of it, so I just got to redesign the headband part, basically. I guess I could just go back. Well, yeah. Yeah, I could just redesign the headband part, keep the cartridge part, and then redesign the lens clips. I mean, it's parametric, so in theory, I could just say, oh, these lenses are 78 millimeters, and then it should work. Ooh, that one's not, that one's kind of, that one's caught a knot super close. It might need a little bit of love. Unbelievable. There we go. But beer is a pain medication. Cats broke your headset. Bud broke one of my Fluke probes once. That darn cat from outer space. Let that dry for a minute. I'm going to go check the 3D prints. Switch to targeting computer. Yeah, cats love experimenting with gravity. That's probably how Isaac H. Newton discovered whatever. Like the cat like pushed an apple off the tree, and he's like, "Eureka!" Yes, I know that's historically inaccurate in multiple ways. Don't email me. Who said Eureka? Was that Archimedes? I can't quite remember. I know it had to do with displacement. Oh, I drilled a hole in the wrong side. Unbelievable. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think it was like they were trying to like measure gold or something, and they realized that like whoever it was in the bath, and they realized they could use this. Yes, the displacement of water to measure mass or something. And then Kratos showed up and killed Archimedes. Archimedes! And then Kratos learned about fatherhood. I haven't. I noticed it's on Amazon. It's either on Amazon Prime or Paramount Plus. I've heard it's a good show. I think someone was either telling me about it on here, or I was... Oh, actually, someone at the bar was telling me about it a couple months ago. Yeah, it's like kind of like a sci-fi thing, right? Like a sci-fi work dystopia story. Maybe I should watch it. I was watching Reacher and Invincible. Invincible's gotten really, really violent. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is the same comic guy who did The Walking Dead. All right. This is where the fun begins. My soldering powers have doubled since last we met. Why, hello there, solder. Yeah, meanwhile, there's like this this bean counter runs in with like a calculator and a notepad, and they're like, oh, we figured out why everyone remembers the prequel trilogy. It was the memes. That's like their eureka moment. It's afraid. Time for the super peepers. Oh no, I absolutely was quoting Anakin Skywalker because that's the meme.
Begun. The meme war has.
Meme wars. That could be the opening crawl. Meme wars. And then the first line is, "Hello there." Is it possible to learn these memes?
Not from a Jedi.
Anakin, I'm too weak. Lava taco? What's a lava taco? All right, let's see. This is the right.
Train my great-grandson, you will. Child support payments I did not make.
Let's see. Okay. Now we need right up. Okay, so this one is. Oh no! Don't get them mixed up, Ben. And now here I am by myself. Talking to myself. Oh, that's right. They're squirting out another Jurassic Park movie this year for some reason. Why? I don't think there's ever been a really good Jurassic Park movie. They should have made like a R-rated remake of the first book. That would have been cool. But no. Hey, I just remembered something. Scarlett Johansson and Chris Pratt were both in the movie Her. So I guess they'll put the rest of that cast in the next Jurassic Park movies. You know, I think Star Wars is like a story you really only tell once. You know, the farmer who becomes king. I know Luke didn't become king, but in his own way, he is king. Hail to the king, baby. Luke, what are you doing here all alone on this island?
I used to have a wife. Then Disney took her from me. Now I'm a loser. I'm stuck on this island. And I drink milk.
For decades, Star Wars fans have wondered, where does the milk come from? No, they haven't. Well, in this movie, we're going to explain it. No, you don't need to do that. You see, it comes from the Bactulacte animal, which is native to only some planets in the Republic. But then a great trade war broke out over the blue milk. Now we shall negotiate a new blue milk agreement.
This is impossible. Really?
A Jedi using their lightsaber is impossible? Okay. Yeah, they're kind of hitting at that with the last couple movies, and Jeff Goldblum like we now live in a Jurassic World. Okay, so this guy goes to the other circuit board. Right. Bud, are you a circuit board? Let's see. Where it goes there. Happy little clouds. Scarlett Johansson goes to Dinosaur World. It turns out there was another other secret lab. Oh, I can't believe it. God, that last one was so stupid. Like, Jurassic World 2 was kind of good because it was, like, so dumb it was good. Like, I thought it was well directed, but the script was terrible. The third one was just hot garbage. And you could tell they wanted to do like a Bill Gates genetics thing with the grasshoppers, but then I'm sure someone was like, "Oh no, don't do that." But they were hinting at it. This is A. How much did he get paid for the blue milk scene? I don't know.
You know, I have no problem with like the old washed up hero who doesn't want to fight and then he changes his mind plot, but the problem is they didn't like pay it off in a satisfying way. It's a pretty common trope.
It would be like if they ended Unforgiven and Gene Hackman's like, all right, we're going to split up and we're going to find those guys. And then someone walks into the bar. Telegram for you, sir. What's this? And then you see the telegram in his hand and it's got the voiceover of Clint Eastwood. He's like, I just want you to know that you're a son of a bitch. And you shouldn't have killed my friend. But I'm going home now to die in peace. I'm not going to resolve our conflict. That was how Last Jedi ended.
See, Unforgiven was a deconstruction of Westerns, but it still had a satisfying ending and payoff.
You can do both.
That's right. I've killed women and children. I've killed everything that ever lived and breathed at one point. And I'm here to kill you. But then Gene Hackman shoots him, and it turns out it's just a Force ghost of Clint Eastwood. It's like, this sucks!
I was building a farm to harvest blue milk. I don't deserve this. Deserve's got nothing to do with it. And then he like just disappears as a Skype ghost. Oh, all right. Don't think I need the peepers for this next part. Hey, that quote's incorrect. It's you'd best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner, because she tells him a different name when he goes on the ship. Come on! Hashtag movie quotes. Yeah, I mean that whole movie is like it's a deconstruction of the mythos of westerns and obviously how it's not glamorous, but you still get the payoff at the end. That was a pretty good line about the ghost stories. And you can use it for anything. You'd best start believing in whatever we were talking about. You're in one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that reminds me, are they still making a Netflix BioShock TV show? I heard that was being made. That sounds expensive. I think of that because Gore Verbinski was trying to make a BioShock movie. Actually, they got really close to making it, but then for some reason they didn't make it. Like, they were building the sets and everything, but then they were like, oh, wait a minute. This is too expensive. YouTubers are real. Just don't let Lydia become a YouTuber. Best start believing in YouTube. You're on the site. You best start believing we ported Petsky robots to your toaster. You're playing it. All right, these are getting to be a bit of a stretch. Today I'm going to see if I can get 8-bit Petsky robots to run on this toaster. And I got this toaster from a swap meet a few months ago, and I think it's going to work. Oh no, my pipes exploded. Still can't believe they have pipes, uninsulated pipes in the walls in Texas. That's just bizarre to think about. Okay, so this is the lefty, so I gotta cut this guy off. I don't have to, but actually I kind of do because otherwise I can't reach the solder points. Ugh. And clunk. Right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we need this guy. Got a 4-banger. That'll work. Yeah, I think it was going to be the first game, because it was a long time ago. It was probably like 2010 when they were going to do it. So, yeah, it almost was made. But then they pulled the plug at the last minute, which is ironic because the same thing happened to Pirates of the Caribbean. They were in pre-production and it almost got it almost got canceled because remember, like pirate movies were like cursed. Like nobody could ever make a successful pirate movie. But apparently the secret to making a successful pirate movie was for Johnny Depp to do an impression of Keith Richards the whole time. I almost said Keith David. I know it's pretty, love, but I didn't take it out for the air. Oh no, not PAX. What about Waterworld? It is obviously the finest movie ever made. I still think Waterworld holds up okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's not great either. Waterworld is fun to watch. Because whenever I rewatch it, I try to pick out the dialogue that was obviously written by Joss Whedon. Oh, Disney had more balls back then. Yeah, what's the chances that they'd have a line about having to go to dinner naked in a modern Disney movie? 0.0000000%. The pirates, they're really realistic, Morty. I didn't hold back. All right, we're getting close, unless there's some sort of unforeseen disaster. Ha 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 ha. Hey, Jack Black was in Waterworld for like 30 seconds. He was the guy flying the plane in that one scene. In the middle of the movie, not at the end. Waterworld. I mean, there's no, even if you melted every scrap of ice on the planet, you would not come close to making a water world. Unless like a, well, then yeah, I guess if like you had like a giant ice comet hit Earth, that might do it. Well, even that, man, it would have to be a really big comet. Because in the special edition of Waterworld, you learn at the end when they find dry land that it's actually Mount Everest. Hashtag Waterworld trivia. It's like, it's near the end, like when Helen and Enola, God, I remember their names, when they go up on the cliff to like watch what's-his-face sail away, they also find a plaque that was like the plaque that was first dropped when it's like, on this date, people climbed Mount St. Mount Everest for the first time. Everyone just left the 6 right. Yeah, it's like that. What was that? Oh yeah, Tropic Thunder. Remember? Scorcher 6, who left the fridge open. Hey, Jack Black was in that movie too. Da-da-da. The same thing that happened 5 times before happened again. And I saw that in the theater, and they did a really good job of just going right from the real trailers into the fake trailers. It was seamless. See, that wouldn't happen now because there'd be like 3 minutes of AMC BS where it's like, AMC, we're so cool. Here's Nicole Kidman. Hi, I'm Nicole Kidman. I was once married to that guy from Tropic Thunder. And for some reason, I have a southern accent. I think Minecraft comes out in a couple weeks. Wonder if that'll do any good. Who knows? Maybe it's like, maybe it's actually, it looks stupid, but who knows? Maybe it's actually good. Every so often they make a movie that looks completely stupid and it turns out to be good. I mean, usually they don't, but it could happen. It seems like Ron Howard's going to show up. It was stupid. Australia, yes. There's no one more southern than an Australian, except for maybe a penguin. Hey, wasn't Nicole Kidman was in Cold Mountain, right? That obviously took place in the South. So there you go. She's like, now I got a Southern accent. And then what's her face shows up. She's like, I have a Southern accent too. I always thought there was like this big like Oscar conspiracy right around. Involving that movie. So what was it? It was like. Yeah. Oh, God, I can't remember what it was. Was it Halle Berry that won Best Actress in 2001? And it's like, oh, man, we should have given that to Nicole, what's-her-face, for Moulin Rouge. So the next year, they give it to her for The Hours, which was a really boring movie. And then it's like, oh, man, we should have given Renee Zellweger an Oscar for Chicago. And so the next year, they gave her an Oscar for Cold Mountain. Yeah, that did totally happen. It's almost like it's a bunch of BS. They just hand them out. Don't worry. We'll get you your Oscar next year. Oh, no. McAfee Security. I don't want that. I haven't... It's been a long time since there's been anything interesting at Menards. Sorry. Okay. Gotta test this controller. And clunk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, right, up, down. R3, L3, R bumper. Okay. Good to go. I think I watched The Hours on a Plane, and it was like, what's her face? She's like, I think she was like an author. Oh no, she had a big nose in it. Remember, they had like a prosthetic nose. So obviously that means you're gonna win an Oscar. Nicole Kidman, and she doesn't do anything. And then in the movie, she kills herself, and it was really lame. It's like, you know, she was a lot better than Moulin Rouge. And then in Cold Mountain, Renee Zellweger is just like, I got a southern accent. And she was way. She absolutely should have gotten an Oscar for Chicago, but yes. That was back when they gave Oscars to movies people had actually seen. Oh crap, I didn't test the trigger. Great, I probably jinxed myself. Hi, Krillin. Yeah, it was an okay day. Okay day. I got caught up on... I was working on some projects, and gonna get back to coding Pinball tomorrow. 'Cause I still gotta add like 6 modes to Evil Dead, so... Probably gonna be doing that until like August or September. So yeah, well, I don't know exactly when I'm gonna start the next one, but... But yeah, I gotta get 6 more modes in Evil Dead first. Yeah, Chicago was a really good movie. Yeah, Renee Zellweger absolutely should have got an Oscar for that. Wait, wasn't there another movie where like Nicole Kidman was a ghost? The Others, yeah. Oh wait, I guess I just spoiled the ending. Sorry. Ha! I'm a southern ghost. Cabin Fever? Yeah, actually, yeah. This spring I kind of have. So, what I usually do is I'll like, I don't know. I'll go to like the bar for like 2 drinks after work, because some people love work from home, but I'm not some people. I am not remotely antisocial enough for that. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't had a commute of any measurable length in a long time. So I guess I'm kind of biased in that aspect, but... .5 millimeters. Oh yeah, didn't they squirt out another Bridget Jones's Diary movie for some reason? If they make any more of those, they're gonna have to call it Bridget Jones's Funeral. Oh, all my office chairs are still scratched up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're kind of tore up, but they're cushy enough, so I think I'm good. I want to like make a bug out trailer in the woods, so I don't know. I'm kind of trying to get rid of stuff rather than buy stuff. That's why I always bring stuff to VCF every year. It's like, hey, want some of my crap? I've got lots of crap. Oof. I remember Mindy Kaling's impression of that movie from The Office. She's like, I'm British, I can't find a boyfriend. Did they make like... There's at least 3 of those movies now, right? It's like, what the hell? Also, when are they going to squirt out another, like, Before Sunset Rise? One of those movies? I mean, right? They got to be due, right? I don't know. I don't think I've only. Did they make one like a couple years ago, where like it was like 28 days later? Wait, no, I'm thinking of a different movie. See, now Sony, they're just like, hey, here is the PlayStation 5. And you don't even need to think about it. You know exactly what PlayStation it is. But then you got these other movies where it's like Resident Evil, Rise of Retribution. It's like, which one is this? Who knows? Bridget Jones' Medical Power of Eternity. Oh, I got to take a leak. I don't think I can make it all the way. Bud, are you a good boy? Madison to Viroqua. Bridget Jones, The Final Frontier. What does Bridget Jones need with a starship? Alexa, how many Bridget Jones movies are there?
There have been 4 movies in the Bridget Jones series since the first one, Bridget Jones's Diary, came out in 2001.
4? Crap, it's like Fast and the Furious. Alright, almost there. Yeah, Bridget Jones is like, I'm going to buy an American car. No, you're not, honey. Oh no, the only way I can afford it now is if I find a boyfriend. I'm British. Maybe she's trying to get like an honorary British citizenship. if she makes enough of those movies. It'd be like when they, you know, like actors become knights for no reason. Yeah, but Bridget Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I guess the bud cam is registered finally. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Cree saw Bud like sticking his paws in his like water bubbler dish, and she thought he was being weird. But I was like, well, I've never even seen him drink out of that dish before, so at least, well, he must be using it, otherwise he'd be dead. Bridget Jones 8. Well, yes, of course Zendaya would have to be in it because it's a movie. Oh, did I not solder that one correctly? Oh, I forgot to solder those pots. Well, that was dumb. Well, they could make a prequel called like Bridget Jones Origins. With Zendaya, of course. Bud is named after my Uncle Bud. His slave name was Fruit Loop, so that had to go. It's a no-kill shelter, but they'll give him a dumb name like that. Bud's like, I'd rather be dead. Bud, would you rather be dead? Oh, then they can make Indiana Jones 10. And he'll be like, the pages of Bridget Jones's diary contain a secret code. We can use that code to find the Ark of the Covenant. Or you can give it a really stupid name like Bridget Jones Diary 10, the Bible code. So the name is about two completely different books. Kind of like how Hollywood actually made a movie called A Haunting in Connecticut 2, Ghosts of Georgia. It'd be like that. It'd be that level of dumb. Like the dumbest movie title ever. Hey, we want to make this movie about ghosts in Georgia. Well, nobody cares about that. They only care about hauntings in Connecticut. Well, but that's a completely different state. I don't care. I don't care how many states there are. Just give it the same title. But that's stupid. So is our audience. Otherwise, they won't know. Okay. My Uncle Fruit Loop. Awesemo has come up with 100 ideas for movies, all starring Zendaya. I heard they were making like a spiritual successor to The Office called like The Paper or something, about like a failing like newspaper or something. Because of course they would have to make it about, the writers would have to make it about writers, because of course they would. What's with this one? Ah, I jinxed it. Oh, Oscar's in it? Oh, wow, that's cool. He will bring the Finer Things Club to the new company. This is why people are leaving. Well, Zendaya is in Dune, the movie whose sequel I have yet to see, but I heard it's good. Ah. 20 years. Oh yeah, it was 2005, wasn't it? Try not to turn to dust. Yeah. He chose poorly. It's kind of crazy how Jim Krasinski became arguably a larger star than Steve Carell. Actually, I would say he's definitely... it's so lame that they didn't have him be Reed Richards. Because it's like, obviously then you would have Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. But no! Of course, they cast Zendaya! But man, Bambi is a baby deer. Let's get this here. Well, Christianity, it only gets worse as you get older, so you have that to look forward to. The time just flows by like water, and then you're dead. Windows 10, the sunset. You know, if all this AI crap feels like the revenge of that thing. It's like, oh, let's put AI into Notepad and like behind the scenes. It's like Clippy is in the background. It's like, my plan has come to fruition. Somehow Clippy has returned. And he's played by Zendaya. Ugh. This bottle's tasting kind of plasticky. It's only like a month out. I wonder what causes that. It's like after you reuse these enough, they start to taste plasticky. So this one's going in the recycle bin. This one's newer, but it's only like a month newer. So will this one start to taste like plastic in a month? Who knows? Maybe the expiration date on the Pepsi isn't actually the Pepsi, but it's the bottle. Dun dun dun. Conspiracy. Well, yeah, Jay Leno's cars are owned by a zillionaire who can fix anything that goes wrong. So why would they care how old they are? You can buy new stuff, but you can't buy a new party. You know, I think if The Office was real, Jim Halpert would be like a really lame coworker because he doesn't really stand up for anything. The only time he ever stands up for anything is like for Pam. The rest of the time he's like super passive. Actually, I kind of like how they touched it like in the later seasons when like Idris Elba was on there and he hated Jim. It's like, yeah, finally. And then what's his face? Dwight's like, "Aw, Jim, finally someone who doesn't think you're adorable." And you know what? Dwight had a point. So I guess the secret to success is to be like kind of a dork on a NBC sitcom and then get super shredded and then be in a Marvel movie. And that's the number one path to success. There we go. Oh, I think it's ready to go. Looks like everything works. Yes. All right, let's see. 1 hour, 51 minutes. Ah, that's not bad at all. Unbelievable. BPA? Yeah, I think some of them are PET G too. Like I've seen people that like will carve up their soda bottles and like turn it into 3D printer filament. Although I guess given the cost of soda these days, it'd be cheaper just to buy a 3D printer filament. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, the Tom Clancy series. It was pretty good. Siffy stream? What does that mean? Dave Jones, I think he's older than me. I want to say he's probably like early 50s. I guess you could Google it. There's an electrical contractor around here in Madison, and they have all these red vans, and it's like Dave Jones Electrical. And every time I see it, I'm thinking, unbelievable. Yeah, well, first of all, what was it? Jack Ryan was what's his face? Alec Baldwin in the Hunt for Red October, and then that was the first, Jack Ryan, and then it was Harrison Ford, and then he turned into what's his face? Ben Affleck, and then he became John Krasinski. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, they made 2 sequels with Harrison Ford. They had a Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford as Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin was a big deal back then. Oh. I don't have a booth at MGC, but I probably will hang around the spooky booth for part of the show. So, yeah, feel free to stop by. And I think they'll have 4 Evil Dead pinballs at MGC. So if you want to try the new game, go to the spooky booth and you can play it. Well, Alec Baldwin as an actor is good. He was, if you ever watched 30 Rock, he was hilarious in 30 Rock. But yeah. Yeah. Well, that whole thing bothered me because it's like, you know, I'm not Barbara Walters, like I know how guns work. And so that whole thing about the single action revolver is like, yeah, right. Let's just say I would feel way safer around a gun nut actor like Chris Pratt than I would around someone like Alec Baldwin. I did notice in that Terminal List show with Chris Pratt, like, they made a point of showing his gun safe. It's like, look at me, I'm a responsible gun owner. I'm Chris Pratt. Oh, good. Well, yeah, that whole thing with him, it's definitely a case of, like, you know, the justice system is more about who has the best lawyers than truth. Yeah, people die making movies a lot more than it's. It doesn't always make the news, but it actually is kind of common. I mean, obviously cases like that, it was obviously in the news, but and it's not usually accidents like that, but it's usually more like stuntmen die or people fall off rigging or something. Controllers are obsolete in favor of direct brain input. Well, I mean, someday they'll do it. I don't know. They already are. Well, it's been years. Like they've done experiments where they put chips in monkeys' brains, and the monkeys can actually figure out how to use it to move a robot arm and like pick up bananas. I don't know. I mean, I think the best way to do it is if you could put someone like in a dreamlike state. Well, I guess you'd have to interrupt all their signals, but they'd also have to be asleep. Because that's the thing. Like when you're asleep, it also turns off your motor cortex, so you don't act out your dreams. So you basically, well, same thing with a coma. Like you basically have to make someone inert. I mean, it'll happen someday. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. And I guess we'll see you next week if there's any orders. Native to PS9. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I could check and see if there's any orders. I haven't checked since I got home. I mean, it emails me, but my Gmail's like completely clogged up with like legitimate spam. It's almost like useless at this point. No, it looks like we're all caught up. Well, maybe something will change by next Monday. Otherwise, I guess we could do another gaming stream. Yeah. And for those of you going to MGC or the workshop, I guess we'll see you in a couple weeks. Actually, next Friday. That's two conventions too close together, too furious. All right, we'll catch y'all later. See ya. Say goodbye, bud. Bye, bud. Bye, book.